Welcome, friends. Welcome to our weekly class. Elizabeth Scala here, your facilitator. Go ahead and grab a seat on your mat. We're going to spend the majority of our time seated and lying down. So if you prefer to sit in a chair and start the practice, that's fine too, but we're going to start seated. Also grab your water bottle and any props you might need. So yoga blocks. My second one is hiding behind me. Some type of strap. And then you'll notice I have a couple blankets folded accordion style for me. These serve as a means for a cushion or an elevated seat, potentially for our knees. So it's nice to have some folded blankets or cushions, pillow cushions, pillows available as well. Before we begin, I just want to remind you, I cannot see you through this one-way video camera. You can only see me. So I can't correct you or give you any guidance if a position is out of whack. Follow the cues, follow your body, honor your body. If you have any medical restrictions placed upon you by a healthcare provider, listen to those. I am not your medical healthcare provider. And in addition to any of those restrictions you may have or limitations that they've placed upon you, honor your body. Every yoga practice is a new beginning. We come to the mat with a fresh start. So explore the pose and feel into the stretch. If there's anything that creates a sharp, intense, a shooting pain, honor your body. Back out of the posture, sit or lie quietly, and meet us in the next pose. On the other hand, if I'm cueing a posture and you know how to take it further and explore it deeper, by all means, welcome. Do that. This is your practice. If the pose creates a tension or a dull strain, that's typical. We are stretching in yoga. We are exploring the edge of the pose. We are lengthening our muscles, the tissues, ligaments, tendons. So stretching and some tension is okay. But you know your body best, so honor and listen to that. Hey there, welcome. Thanks for joining us. So let's begin. Take a seat on your mat in a cross-legged posture of your choosing. If you are unable to get the knees down beneath the hips, go ahead and elevate your seat on a block, on a pillow, on a yoga cushion, meditation cushion, or even, as I mentioned earlier, that folded accordion style blanket, so you can sit on that as well. But lift the sits bones, allowing the knees to flop open and the hips to be elevated above the knees. If you are still healing through an elbow injury and are unable to get the hand to either the floor or, in this case, the thigh, always have your block handy. It is your helper. The blocks, straps, pillows, blankets assist us to gently rest in the pose. So go ahead and take a soft gaze towards the tip of your nose, the tip of your mat, or even closing your eyes if you feel comfortable to do so. Begin to settle in bringing awareness to the breath. If you're able to breathe in and out of the nose, go ahead and do so. Noticing the depth, the pace, the rhythm. Let's begin with a breathing practice today called 4 square breathing, and it's just as it sounds. We're going to inhale to the count of 4, hold the breath to the count of 4, exhale to the count of 4, and then pause at the bottom of the exhale before inhaling again to the count of 4. I'll cue us for a couple of rounds, and then I'll leave you in silence to practice on your own. So we're breathing in and out of the nose as much as you're possible, as much as you're able. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause here, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 4. Hold breath, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 4. Pause at the bottom, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Pausing, 2, 3. And then go ahead at your own pace. All right, settling back in to just your normal rhythm, letting go of the 4 square count. Before we begin to move and breathe, setting intention here for the practice. Whether it's a desire, a feeling, a word, a phrase, mantra, just set an intention for the practice in the now. Let's bring some gentle movements into the body. So with the inhale, we're going to lift the chin, drop the shoulders, lift the chest, arch the back. With the exhale, round the back, allowing the chin to come towards your chest. Inhale, arching the back, lifting the chest, dropping the shoulders, gaze is lifted. Exhale, rounding the back, chin comes towards chest, belly button towards spine. Inhale, lift the chest, dropping the shoulders, arching the back. Exhale, rounding the back, chin to chest. Taking several rounds at your own pace. One more time, both directions. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. Finishing off back at neutral. Great job, yogis. Go ahead and inhale, one arm up, and then exhale, leaning to the opposite side, looking up towards the elbow, lifting the chest. Inhaling up, exhale, lower that arm. Other side. Inhale, lifting the arm. Exhale, leaning opposite direction, lifting the chest, gazing up towards the elbow. Inhaling up, exhaling back down. Following the rhythm of your breath, moving the spine side to side, keeping that chest lifted. Inhaling up, exhaling to lean. Lift on the inhale, lower to exhale. One more time, both sides. Coming back to center. Great job, yogis. From here, we're going to remove that block if you're sitting up on a block. And we're going to take a twist. So if you need a block behind your hip, in case your affected arm cannot reach the floor, go ahead and place a block right outside and behind that hip. And you might choose to use one on both sides. It's up to you. Lift on the inhale. So really allow the crown of the head to grow long towards the sky as the tailbones grow deep into the mat. So it's as if a string follows the spine, elongating. And then with each exhale, just turning a bit towards the shoulder. So inhale to lift, and then exhale, turning towards one side. Inhale, lifting even taller. Exhale, turning a little bit more over that shoulder. Placing the hand outside your hip behind you, on the block or on the floor. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, twisting just a little bit deeper. Keep breathing. Explore the edge of the pose. Go ahead and gently unwind back to the middle. We'll go the other side. So again, sitting up long and tall, grounding those sits bones into the earth as the crown of the head lengthens towards the sky. Inhale to lift, and then exhale to slowly twist. On the inhale, lifting taller. Exhale, twisting a little bit deeper towards that shoulder. The hand is coming to the floor or a block behind you. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, twisting. Each inhale, lifting taller. With each exhale, exploring the edge of the twist. Feeling the body, noticing sensations. Keep on breathing. Coming back to the middle, gently and slowly. Good job, yogis. Let's take the Sufi grind. So keep seated in your cross-legged posture, and we're going to grind as if we are a mortar in a bowl, or as if we're taking our spoon into batter. So rotating at the hips, allowing the spine to bend and flex, curve in all different directions, breathing in and out of the nose. Inhaling forwards, exhaling, moving back. You can dip your shoulder down if you choose. Your circles can be large or they can be small. Explore the posture and keep breathing. Let's go the opposite direction. You're doing great. Keep breathing. Keep flowing. Wonderful. Let's come back to neutral, coming to stillness. Let's inhale our shoulders up towards our ears and then exhaling them down the back. 2 more times. Last time. Moving in the opposite direction, inhaling up and forwards, exhaling down. Last one. Wonderful. Let's sit tall and long with a neutral spine. Hands can come to our thighs. And then go ahead and tilt your head ear towards shoulder in one direction. Let it hang out here. Breathe into the stretch, exploring the sensations. You might consider gazing up, or perhaps you gaze down. Notice the feelings in the body. Breathe where you feel the stretch. Exhaling the chin to the chest, let's explore the other side. So the ears towards the shoulder, and you can stay right here and breathe in stillness. Or perhaps you gaze up. You may explore looking down. Always breathing into where you feel the stretch in the body. Exhaling chin to chest. Let's do each side just once more. So ear comes towards the shoulder, and you can stay right here in stillness. You might gaze up, you may look down, or perhaps you take the hand and just gently rest it on the side of the head, perhaps deepening the stretch. You're not putting pressure, just allowing it to hang to gravity. Keep breathing. Releasing the hand if it's there, exhaling down, and inhaling the other ear to the other shoulder. Again, you can stay here, explore the pose. This is your practice. If you need your block, grab it to assist. Releasing your hand or block, exhaling down, chin to chest, and then raising the head back to neutral. Great job, yogis. Let's go ahead and extend one leg long, keeping the leg, toes pointed towards the air, heel is nice and flexed. And we're going to actually just tilt forwards. So you may already feel a stretch here in your hips, and this may be enough for you. Or you may consider lifting and lengthening as you inhale, and then as you exhale, leading with the chest, just hinging forward with a flat back. You may not go very far. Just explore the posture. Notice where you're feeling sensations in the body. With the inhale, lift. And with the exhale, seeing if you can hinge just a bit deeper. Keep breathing. Gently and slowly coming back up to middle. And now we're going to face that extended leg. So go ahead and scoot your hips so that you're facing the extended leg. Toes still flexed, pointed towards the sky. And go ahead and lift your arms on the inhale, lengthening long and tall. You might consider grabbing your strap if you need support with reaching. And then on the exhale, hinging forward. Eventually rounding the back, allowing the hands to come to the shins, ankle, feet, wherever you can hold. And just take several deep breaths in and out of the body. Exploring the posture, taking the pose to your edge, breathing deeply to where you feel sensation. Go ahead and press your hands up, coming back to seated, and we'll switch to the other side. So go ahead and bend the knee that was straightened, extending the leg that was bent. Toes will be flexed, pointed up towards the sky. Remember, this first time the leg is lengthened out long, and we're just going to tilt forwards. So lift and lengthen through your crown. And as you exhale, leading with the chest, flat back, just dipping forward ever so slightly. Inhale, lifting and lengthening through the spine. And then exhale, just dipping a little bit further. You may not go very far. Already feeling sensations, breathing into the body. Great job, yogis. Go ahead and slowly, gently coming back up. This time, square yourself so you're facing that straightened leg. Toes are still pointed up towards the sky. If you need your strap for support, go ahead and grab it. Lifting your arms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, rounding down, allowing your hand to rest on your foot, your ankle, your shin, wherever you can reach. Knee coming towards the nose. Keep breathing into the back side of the body. Explore the edge of the posture. Slowly and gently walking yourself back up to seated. Great job, yogis. Let's go ahead and take the butterfly posture. So we're still sitting on our sits bones, allowing the soles of our feet to come together, making a large diamond. If you prefer, if it's too much for your hips to have your legs flopping open, you can take the blocks and gently rest them under the knees and the tops of the thighs, so that support is available to you. Lift and lengthen again through the spine, and as before, exhale, hinging towards your feet with a flat back. Inhale, lift to lengthen, and then exhale, hinging just a little bit deeper. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. This time, exhale, rounding all the way down. Allow your back to round. Allow your head to come towards the feet. Hands can be on your shins, ankles, feet, the floor. And breathe. Go ahead and slowly press yourself back up to seated. And from here, just sitting in any cross-legged posture of your choosing. Let's just do a little bit of work, a little bit of play for the upper extremities. So go ahead and hold your palms facing up, elbows tucked in towards your side, and just rotate. Palms facing down, palms facing up. There's no right or wrong to the speed or pace, just at your own pleasure. Wonderful. Now let's have our palms facing up and just open the forearms and then having them close, one arm crossing under the other. Inhale to open, exhale to scissor and close. Alternating which hand's on top, inhaling to open, exhaling to close. Beautiful. Let's bring this to stillness. Now raising our hands, let's open and close the fingers. So they open wide and then they close together. Jazz hands and then pencil fingers. Jazz hands, close. Excellent. Now when they're open, let's close the fingers, making fists. Open wide. Close the fingers into fists. Open. Excellent. Let's go ahead and rotate, making some circles at the wrists. One direction. If you're feeling silly, just allowing the corners of your mouth to raise towards your ears. Let's go the opposite direction. You can do this with a closed or open fist, up to you. Just moving the wrists in all different directions. Shake that out. Great. And now extending the arms out in front of you, allowing the hands to come towards the shoulders. Doing the best in your practice today. Each day is different. Allowing yourself to stretch and grow. Lovely. All right, let's bring that to stillness. Shake out at the fingers, shake out at the wrists. Allow your elbows to hang and shake, shaking the full arm around. Watching your props. All right, we're gonna move to hands and knees now. So, I would encourage you, if being on your knees is uncomfortable, to grab a blanket or bolster, putting that right underneath your knees. Knees are hip width distance apart, the tops of your feet flat to the mat. Palms coming underneath the shoulders, so stacking elbows under shoulders, wrists under elbow, hands are open wide. If you need support, go ahead and grab your block. And with your inhale, lift the gaze and the tail, allowing the belly to drop. Exhale, lifting the belly, rounding the back, tucking chin to chest. Moving through cat-cow, following your breath. One more round each direction before meeting me back at tabletop. This time we're going to curve side to side. So with your inhale, looking over one shoulder and popping that hip out towards the side, attempting to gaze at your hip, exhaling to middle. Inhaling the other direction, looking over the shoulder, popping that hip out, exhaling to neutral. Following your breath, wagging your tail. One more time, each direction. meeting me back at tabletop. Let's go ahead and make large circles with our hips, so sending them over the heels, out to the side, forwards, making big circles. Going the opposite direction. Coming back to stillness. We're going to take child's pose. So you can keep your blanket beneath your knees. Your knees are going to extend mat width distance apart, and your toes, big toes, touching behind you. Now, if it's difficult for you to lean back towards your heels, because we're going to send our hips towards our heels, and if that's uncomfortable for you and you're not able to do so, you can also take a blanket and place it between the thighs and the calves, okay? That's an option. So sending the hips back over the heels, arms are going to extend long overhead, forehead comes to the mat or to your block or to stacked fists. Do not let that forehead hang heavy. So let the forehead make contact with something. Allowing the chest to drop back towards the heels. Breathing into the back side of the body. With your inhale, coming back up to table. Knees are hip width distance apart. Go ahead and tuck your toes and send your hips back towards your heels. You may already feel the stretch right here. Just explore the edge, perhaps leaning all the way back so your hips are right over the heels. Stretching out the bottoms of our feet. Coming back to table, releasing those toes, allowing the tops of the feet to hit the mat. Releasing any crinks, so open and close those toes. Great. All right, if you have two blocks and you have them handy, go ahead and bring them to opposite sides of your body. We're going to lift one leg, sole of the feet to the mat, knee is right over the ankle, and the back leg stays as it was. Knee on the floor, top of the foot to the floor. We're going to move dynamically, so back and forth before we hold the pose. So go ahead and inhale forwards in your high lunge, pulling your hips so they're square to the front of the mat. And then exhale, sending the hips back, lifting those front toes up, attempting to get your knee to your nose. Half split. Inhaling forward to a high lunge, squaring the hips to the front of the mat. Exhaling the hips back, lifting the toes, leaning forward, half split. One more time with the breath, inhaling forward, lifting up, squaring those hips. Exhale, lifting the toes, head comes towards the knee. This time, inhale, and we're going to hold the pose. Make sure that knee is over the ankle. The hips are square to the front of the mat. Hands can come to your hips. They can stay with the blocks. They can come to prayer position or even lift it up. Low lunge. Keep breathing. Sending the breath to where you're feeling the body. Lowering the hands if they're lifted. Coming back to the blocks. And then exhaling into that half split. So blocks can be at our sides. Lift those toes. Lean the chest forward so the nose comes towards the knee. Keep breathing. Be careful not to lock that knee so it can be slightly bent. That is fine, absolutely fine. Have a bend in that knee. Breathing into the body. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and bring that knee underneath us. We're switching sides. So the other leg is going to come up and land in front of us on the mat. Bending that front knee. The front knee is over that front ankle. The back leg is now resting on your mat or blanket with the top of the foot to the mat. We're going to do that movement first before we stay still. So inhaling forward, exhaling into the half split, lifting those toes, leaning forward. Inhale, lifting the chest, bending that knee, low lunge. Exhale, back into your half split, lifting those front toes, leaning forward over the leg. Last time, inhale into your low lunge. Exhale into your half split. Inhale. This time we're going to stay here. So ensure that your ankle is beneath your knee. Your hips are square to the front of the mat. Your hands can stay at your side, into prayer posture, or even lifted, gazing between the hands. Keep breathing. Notice where you're feeling sensation, sending breath to the body. Lowering those hands, coming back to your blocks, and then sending the hips back, lifting the front toes. Careful with that knee, slight bend in the knee, and then leaning forward, hanging out here in our half split. Attempting to get our knee towards our nose. Keep breathing. With your inhale, lifting back up, and then allowing your leg to come meet the other. Wonderful job, yogis. Let's take child's pose. Sending those knees mat width distance apart, big toes touching behind you, hips coming towards your ankles, resting your chest on the mat, forehead comes to the mat, arms are lifted up overhead, and breathe. Let's come on back up to a seated posture, swinging our legs around in front of us, allowing ourselves to lie down on our backs, taking your time. Here's another place where a blanket can come in handy. If your lower back bothers you when you're laying on your back, you can roll your folded blanket and place it beneath your knees, providing for some support to that lower back. Allowing the pinky toes to flop open towards the corners of the mat. And just pausing here for a moment, noticing the breath. All right, we're going to take the crescent posture, lying down, which looks like a sliver of the moon. The entire back side of the body is going to remain on the mat. What we're going to do is lift your feet and displace them towards one side. Okay? Leaving your hips where they are, just displace the feet towards one side. You might even want to cross one ankle over the other, up to you. Then lift the shoulders and displace the shoulder blades towards the side where the feet were displaced. So you're making a C, but you're lying down flat on your back. Lifting the arms up overhead, allowing yourself one hand to grab the other wrist. And as I said, we look like a banana. Breathe into the side body, deep breaths into the side. Explore the edge of the posture. Bring awareness to the body. Let's go ahead and lift our shoulders back up to the center. So we're back to the middle, same with the feet, bringing them back to the middle of the mat. And now we're going to go the opposite direction. So lifting our feet and displacing them to the other side. Again, perhaps you cross one ankle over the other, your choice. And now lifting those shoulder blades, displacing the upper half of your back to that same side that the feet were displaced to. Grasping one hand in the other or linking at your wrist, up to you. Breathing into the side body, hanging out like a banana. Go ahead and lift those shoulders back up to center. Same with the feet, coming back to middle. Let's take a twist here. So if you have a favorite twist you enjoy, by all means, go ahead and do so. But today, let's go ahead and bend both knees so the soles of our feet are to the mat. And then let's lift one leg in the air, crossing it over the other leg, like you're sitting in a chair, cross-legged. Now go ahead and lift your hips, displacing them away from that hanging foot. Okay, they're going away from the hanging foot. It essentially makes you roll towards that hanging knee. Rolling towards that side, allowing your feet to drop. Hands come to a T. And you can stay with your gaze up towards the sky, or you can gaze at the hand away from those bent legs. Make sure both shoulders are pinned to the mat. And breathe. With your inhale, go ahead and bring those knees back up to center, gazing back up towards the sky, lifting those hips. Lifting that foot in the air, placing it on the mat so both soles of the feet are on the mat. Go ahead and lift the opposite foot in the air, placing it over that leg, lifting your hips away from those bent knees, essentially rolling over on the hip towards your bent knees, allowing your bent knees to flop towards the floor. Gaze stays up towards the sky or is sent towards the hand opposite the legs. Both shoulders are pinned to the mat, deeply breathing into the body. with your inhale, bringing those knees back up to center, lifting those hips square to the mat, leg up in the air, meeting the other foot on the mat. Rocking your knees from side to side. Go ahead and allow the knees to come towards the chest, taking your arms and hugging them around the shins. Rocking from side to side, massaging out your spine. You can stay right here or perhaps exploring Happy Baby, bringing the soles of the feet towards the sky and the hands reaching for the soles of the feet. Again, gently rocking from side to side, curling the lips into a smile. You can stay right here, or you can explore any final posture that your body is seeking before we end the practice. If you're taking a pose that requires you to balance the other side, go ahead and switch sides now. Go ahead and release any of those final postures, allowing yourself to fully come onto your back body. Allowing those pinky toes to flop out towards the corner of the mat. Again, bringing that blanket underneath your knees if you need. Lifting your hips, tucking your tail. Lifting the shoulders, sliding them down the back. And then allowing your hands to flop open, palms facing up, away from the body. Gently close your eyes and notice your breathing. Allowing yourself to rest peacefully for the next several moments. come back to center. That place in you that is still calm, quiet, and connected. Your center is a place you can trust. It connects the body, mind, heart, and soul. It connects truth, your inner voice, and the divine. Your best work comes from there. Your most loving times come from there. Your insights, awarenesses, and guidance come from being there at that place. Your best decisions and finest moments come from that place. Your center is a place that is quietly confident, unassuming, spontaneous, and free. It is gentle and kind, but has the power to defend instinctively against attack. Your center is a place that is naturally joyful and at peace. It is accepting, non-judgmental, and it channels the voice of your heart. It knows perfect timing, it knows the rhythm of the universe, the rhythm of all creation, and it delights in its connection to that rhythm. If you must leave your center to learn a lesson, feel a feeling, or experience something new, do that. Take all the side trips you're called to, but come back to your center when you're done. And go to your center first before you go anywhere else. A reading from Melody Beatty. Go ahead and notice your breathing, taking a deep belly breath in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth with a sigh. One more time, in through the nose, out through the sigh of the mouth. Allow yourself to wiggle those fingers and toes, bringing gentle movements back into the body. When you're ready, rolling over to one side. Resting here for a moment, taking gentle time and space for self. Pushing yourself up to a seated posture of your choice, keeping your eyes gently closed if you're able to and feel comfortable with that. Allowing the hands to drop by the side. Inhaling your hands, palms facing up towards the heavens, allowing the palms to come, touching overhead, exhaling palms to heart center. Sitting here briefly, calling to mind the intention you set at the start of practice. Thanking yourself for giving yourself time and space for healing yoga. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste, yogis. All right. Thank you so much for exploring the practice with me today. I had a wonderful time facilitating yoga stretches for you. I hope you enjoyed your healing journey in this now moment. Visit me at elizabethscala.com for more information, resources, helpful articles, and otherwise. If you have any insights as to what you felt during practice, what you learned during practice, what you explored, or if you have interests in future classes, types of yoga or stretches you're looking to get into, leave any comments or questions below this video. Feel free to share the practice with family and friends. And until next time, all be well. I'll see you real soon.